Hi, I've got a book here. It's got a story in it, but the story is told in the form of a poem. It was written by Edward Lear, and it's called The Owl and the Pussycat. And can you believe it? This poem was written over 150 years ago. That was a time when there were no cars, there were no aeroplanes, there was no television, there were no mobile phones, there were no PlayStations, there was no Lego. Many, many things that we use today didn't exist back then. They had been invented. So this was written by Edward Lear because he wanted to entertain some children he knew. He wanted to make them laugh. So it's called a nonsense poem because it doesn't make a lot of sense. It's a bit daft, really. There are a few words in it that you might not have heard of. One is the word fowl. That is another word for a bird, okay? There is the foul that you get on a football pitch if one player kicks the other player, but that's not the same foul. This fowl in the poem means a bird, so it means the owl fowl. There's another word, tarried. Tarried means waited. It means you've waited a long time if you've tarried, or you've taken a long time. So that's another word you might hear. And the other one that you will hear is runcible. The characters eat with a runcible spoon. And for years and years, I just kept thinking, well, what is a runcible spoon and why have I never seen one or used one? Well, do you know what? Turns out there's no such thing. Edward Lear made it up. A runcible spoon. He just made up the word runcible because he liked the sound of it. That's how daft this story is. Let me begin. The Owl and the Pussycat. The Owl and the Pussycat went to sea in a beautiful pea green boat. They took some honey and plenty of money wrapped up in a £5 note. The owl looked up to the stars above and sang to a small guitar. Oh, lovely pussy, oh pussy, my love, what a beautiful pussy you are, you are. What a beautiful pussy you are. Pussy said to the owl, you elegant fowl, how charmingly sweet you sing. Oh, let us be married, too long we have tarried. But what shall we do for a ring? They sailed away for a year and a day. And these are the pictures of that year and the day that they sailed in their pea green boat to the land where the bong tree grows. There's no such a thing as a bong tree. But that's what the illustrator thinks it might have looked like. And there in a wood, a piggy-wig stood with a ring at the end of his nose with a ring at the end of his nose. Can you see it? Dear pig, are you willing to sell for 1 shilling your ring? Said the piggy, I will. He's handing over the ring. So they took it away and were married next day by the turkey who lives on the hill. They dined on mince and slices of quince, which they ate with the runcible spoon. And hand in hand on the edge of the sand, they danced in the light of the moon. They danced by the light of the moon. And that is the very silly poem called The Owl and the Pussycat by Edward Lear. Could you draw an owl and a pussycat dancing in the moonlight, do you think? It's quite a funny idea, isn't it? I don't think we'd ever see that happen in real life. But that's the great thing about poems and stories. You can just make them up. Make up anything you like. Have a think about it. And I will see you very soon. Bye for now.